Hi everyone. Yesterday I watched Thor Love and Thunder relative to the time of me recording this video, of course, and I'd like to share some of my thoughts and opinion on this newly released movie. And to start things off, I'm going to say this. I don't know what the general consensus is on this one, but I enjoyed this movie quite a bit. I'll say this again. I enjoyed it. So let's dive deeper into why I enjoyed this movie. The very first thing that I immediately noticed, as soon as I went deeper and deeper into the show, was that it gave off this sense as if I was watching a slice of life anime. The whole movie, it just gave off this slice of life anime kind of vibe that, it's chill. It's not too eventful, but everything just counts. Every moment in the movie just they counted, and they didn't build up and explode or anything like that. But that's the point of any slice of life anime ever. The power of the moment. Be one with the moment and feel the beauty of that particular moment to the max. I don't think that there's a second Marvel movie that has made me feel quite the same as this one. And so that's one of the aspects that I loved most about this movie. And, not to say that the movie, when I said the movie was uneventful, I kind of meant it, but I also think that the movie is really cool. There's some just really smart and cool ideas that they threw into this movie. While I was watching, I went like, whoa, so this thing could do that? That's so cool. Like, the coolest shit I've ever seen. It just adds to the show a lot, because like in a show there aren't that many eventful things. You would want as many cool things, all style, no substance things to happen, as many of them as you would want. Yeah, it was really dope. The main villain of the movie, Gore, the God Butcher, he was really cool. Like, anytime he showed up on screen, I was like, oh, let's go, my man, let's go. I didn't expect any less of Christian Bale. The man is dope as hell. You kind of don't question his acting. And Gore as a villain was pretty cool. Like, one of the cooler Marvel villains so far. So, yeah. And I also thought that the Jane and Thor dynamic was pretty cool in this movie. They haven't seen each other for more than 6 years, and the movie did quite a good job of rekindling their relationship. It was pretty sweet and wholesome. Yeah, I loved it. Despite all the good things I have said about the movie, I don't think it's a super crazy good, Marvel classic or anything like that. Marvel classic? Is that a thing? Doesn't matter. Despite the strengths and the the cool things about the movie, it did suffer from quite a few weaknesses that I'm about to tell you guys. The writing I felt wasn't all that great. Quite a few moments in the movie, be it a joke or a dialogue, just didn't feel quite fleshed out or developed. Some jokes went on and I was like, so am I supposed to laugh now? Haha, I guess. The movie tried to be funny because there were so many jokes and so many of them didn't land. There were, I guess, kind of funny moments where I just giggled a bit, like, okay, funny, I guess, but nothing made me, bust a fat laugh or anything like that. So, it's not all that funny. There were some moments that felt too goofy to, for me to enjoy. Like, I'm not talking like funny moments where they just trying to crack a joke or two. I'm just talking like moments when characters were like interacting and talking. It was a bit goofy. I've said Gore is one of the cooler Marvel villains. I just find his lack of screen time something sad. He deserved way more screen time, not just probably less than 30 minutes in a 2-hour movie. Like, that's That's just sad. And because they didn't give him that much screen time, there were things that happened towards the end of the movie that I still, to this point, kinda didn't like. And I guess one last thing that I would like to mention here, plot conveniences. Like, some things just happened. The timing was too good. The timing was godly, and I thought, it didn't ruin the show for me, but okay, I'm sure this is a bit too convenient. I prefer them not do this so many times in the film, which they kind of did. They just threw in, some of the convenience factors in to help with the story, and I kind of didn't like that. Yeah, one thing I didn't sort of mention earlier about, what made the show enjoyable was the CGI. The CGI was pretty freaking dope, especially in the action sequences, but there are times when they just show like a scene in space. The CGI was pretty awful, or like in that palace or whatever where, Thor got his clothes flicked away by Zeus, where they was doing this panning thing, just showed you around. The frames got yanky. It dropped a bit, and it felt a bit laggy, and I also didn't like that. It didn't ruin the movie again, but it did make me enjoy it less. So yeah, that's overall my thoughts on the new Thor Love and Thunder. I've done this outro again because the first take was kind of ruined when someone entered the room, and I was too lazy to do it again, like right then, hence different lighting and clothing, but whatever. So despite all the flaws, I think the movie was still a highly enjoyable watch. Still, I'd say this though, it all comes down to preference. But if you are someone who enjoys slice of life anime on top of some pretty cool action sequences, there's a higher chance that you would enjoy this new Thor movie. And if you are not one of them, I'd say if you're looking for a movie with a more serious tone, stronger direction, and a stronger plot overall, then I'd say this movie is not gonna be good for you. As for my personal rating though, I'd give this one a solid 7 out of 10. Like I said, there were flaws that I couldn't just ignore. It was impossible. But there were, I liked the chill atmosphere and the more light-hearted tone that this movie had. The characters were likable too. Yeah, that's it. Probably my take on the new Thor Love and Thunder movie. I'll see you guys in the next video. Ciao.